I am Samantha Darling, and this is my channel, Samantha Darling Speaks. For those of you who don't know me, I'm an empowerment coach, I'm a spiritual teacher, I'm a retreat host, and I'm an author. I've written 2 books, and I am here to help you. What am I here to help you with? Well, I have a really great quote that, funny enough, I have written that sums it up. We cannot stop the waves of life from crashing down on the shores of our souls, but we can learn to ride them with grace and strength. And that's what I'm here to help you with. Riding the waves of life with grace and strength. Managing your emotional stability. Managing your emotions. Being emotionally stable. Finding the joy in life. Finding the pleasure in life. Finding your purpose in life. Making your life on earth more fulfilling, more loving, more joyful, and collecting more wisdom. Many things is what I'm getting to. I'm here to help you with many things, and they can all be summed up by the quote I just said. So yesterday I did my first live, and I talked about the 2 pillars of emotional stability: gratitude and grounding. And I spoke at length about grounding and what you can do and how to do it and many different options. And after watching the video, I thought it was really good. So if you want to check it out, just go back 1 video and it should be there. But what I was saying is, after watching it, I realized I didn't really get into gratitude a lot. And gratitude is so incredibly important to our lives, to feeling good, to feeling happy, to feeling fulfilled, to feeling like, to feeling abundant, to manifestation. Gratitude is the foundation of manifestation, and gratitude is the foundation of a happy life. So here's the thing. A lot of us don't know exactly how to feel gratitude. We don't know how to tap into that feeling. And like myself, as I mentioned in yesterday's video, I thought that I knew gratitude. I actually started my entire transformation of myself in 2016. I used to drink a lot. I used to do a lot of drugs. I was filled with a lot of pain and trauma. And basically, I was a toxic hot mess. I mean, I was fun and I was great and I worked really hard and I had a big full life with businesses and money and trips and all kinds of great things. But on the inside, I was really in pain and I was really disconnected and I was just going through the motions of life. And I would be happy about things, but I was never really connected truly to my heart, to my purpose, to what made me happy. I was just kind of doing what everybody else around me did. I was doing, I was following the American dream. Go to college, get married, have business, blah, blah, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. There's no shade about doing any of those things. They're all beautiful things when they're done with connection to your soul and your inner child. And so I was not connected to my soul, I was not connected to my heart, and I was definitely not connected to gratitude. And so, I started my journey in 2016, as I mentioned, by taking myself to treatment and ending the pain that I was causing myself. That was the first step. And I bring that up because during that time, one of the major things that I learned then that I still use today is connecting to myself in the morning. And this is not a secret, right? We all talk, every spiritual teacher in the world talks about this. Every self-help book in the world talks about this. Connect to yourself first thing in the morning, right? Meditate in the morning, do yoga in the morning, go to the gym in the morning, sit with yourself in the morning, journal in the morning, do a gratitude list in the morning. And that's what we're going to talk about, because when I went to treatment, what we would do in the sober houses, actually during treatment and in the sober houses, every morning, everybody in the house would get together and we would talk about what our intentions are for the day, what we were grateful for, and then a few other things depending on which group you were in. And so it's a really great time to do that in the morning, because what it does is when you connect to groundedness, when you connect to gratitude first thing in the morning, you establish a foundation of emotional stability that can carry you throughout the day. And it's not easy at first, to be honest. It's really not. And so I thought I would take a few minutes and talk about excuse me. I haven't had breakfast yet. Oh, wait, I did have some milk. But we'll talk about how we can connect to gratitude in a bunch of different ways. Because here's the thing, when we are trying to learn something new, it's not just one way that it works, right? You have to try a bunch of different ways and figure out what works for you. And many times, because we are multifaceted human beings, we have to choose a bunch of avenues to get to the same place, right? We have to do a little bit of this, we have to do a little bit of this, we have to do a little bit of this to get to the thing in the middle that we're looking for. And so it's not just one answer, right? Nothing is, very rarely is anything just one answer, right? And so I want to tell you a little story to start off with that I think is very interesting and very enlightening. It was for me when I lived it anyway. So a few months ago, as I mentioned this yesterday, I had all of my money taken. And I went from having a lot of freedom and a lot of safety and feeling very secure to having the opposite of that and living in my truck and not knowing what I was going to do or where I was going to go or where I was going to get my next meal or where I was, it was very challenging. I lived in my truck for a few months. And, it was fun when it was camping, but when you have to do it, you're living in the city, it's not as much fun. Although I did make the best of it. And so one of the things that I did was, I got a part-time job because I needed to have some money. And I had not been paid yet from this part-time job. And I live in New Orleans. And it was just before Mardi Gras, like the day before Mardi Gras. So there was tons of parades happening. Everybody's celebrating. And I could not really celebrate life at that moment because I was very stressed and I had so much anxiety. And I was definitely far away from gratitude, right? Even though, well, I was far away from gratitude. And let me catch my breath. You know what? Let's do some grounding. I'm going to ground into myself and then get into the story. I found myself talking too fast and getting scattered. So I'm taking a few deep breaths so I can ground into myself and become emotionally stable. You can already see the difference. Okay. Ooh, that's better. All right, so you can see it happen in real live action. Okay, well, you know what? I think let's do one more. Okay, all right. So I was living in my truck. I had very little money, $20-ish to my name. And I had been eating peanut butter and almond butter. No, not almond butters. I don't know why I'm saying this. Sunflower butter and banana sandwiches for weeks. And I had no hot food in me for a while. And I was really hungry for something hot. It was February. It was cold. I was hungry. And on top of it, I wanted somebody to make food for me. I wanted to receive the gift of loving food from someone, right? But I only had $20. So what was I gonna do? And I was on my way to work. I was on my way to my part-time job. So I was driving and I was like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna stop at Wendy's. I love Wendy's. I love their sweet tea. I love their French fries. I like their burgers. I was like, you know what? I know this isn't very good for me, but this is what I want right now and I'm gonna take it. So I go to Wendy's and like I mentioned, it was Mardi Gras. So it was empty. There was nobody there. It was me and the workers. That's it. And I went through the drive-thru and I ordered my favorite order. And then I get up to the window and they hand me my food. And I look in the bag and I'm like, oh, that looks good. And then I start to drive off. And I, of course, as we all do, I reach in the bag and grab a French fry. And this is a perfect looking French fry, but I grab it and it's cold. Ugh, I'm so annoyed because I really, really, really love French fries. And also French fries are meant to be hot, right? That's why they're called French fries. And then I look at my tea and my tea is like hot, right? And iced tea is supposed to be iced. So I'm like, and I'm frustrated at this. So I turn around and I go back, and I was only like, very, not even far away. I pulled in the parking lot and got out of the car and took my food and walked back to the window because nobody else was there. And I was like, hey, do you guys mind? Could I get some hot fries? And they're like, sure. So they take the fries that are in my hand back and they refry the same fries and then hand me back burnt fries, overcooked fries, crispy, disgusting, not enjoyable fries. And I was so upset that I couldn't say anything, and I just took them and walked away. And I was like, okay, they are not in the mood to serve me today, and I am not in the mood to deal with this. I actually wasn't that I was in the mood, but I did not have emotional stability to deal with it. And I knew that if I opened my mouth that I was going to be mean and rude. So I just walked away. And also I was on my way to work and I needed to get to work. So I get in the car and I am really upset because I'm like, this is like my last dollars, and I have spent more than half of my last dollars on one meal, right? For $11, I could have gotten a week's worth of food. Well, a loaf of bread and bananas and nut butter, that's a week's worth of food in my book back then. And so I was like really upset. And I was so mad, and I was just railing off in the car, like just yelling to get it out, right? Just expressing myself. And I was, really talking to the angels and just being like, what the, and I was cursing, and I was like, what the and how can they do this to me? And how hard is it? Because some of you may or may not know, I used to be in the restaurant business. And so like, I know how, there's, a list, there's training, like this is not hard, you know what I mean? Like you fry a fry, there's a timer, like just give me the fries the right way, and when a customer comes back, you don't give them the old janky fries refried. I mean, this seems like such common sense to me. And I'm like so mad, right? And I'm railing off and just verbally just expressing the anger and frustration and massive disappointment. And I hear myself and I say, okay, angels, I hear myself. I know I am low vibration right now. I know every word that's coming out of my mouth is crap. I was like, but I literally do not know how to be grateful for this bag of crap. I was like, what am I supposed to do with this? Because the other thing too was when I opened my burger, it was also cold. The cheese wasn't even close to melted. It was just like this sad bun with a burger that was like half the size of the bun. The cheese wasn't melted. The lettuce was brown. The tomato was like mealy and hard, and like the whole thing. And then refried burnt fries and tea that's not cold. And I was just like, there was no one thing about this meal that made me happy. And I was very upset, as I said. And so I said, I know I am low vibration right now. I know I sound like shit. I know I am not grateful at all. I was like, but I literally do not know how to be grateful for this shit right now. I said, so what do I do? What do I do? And I said, just tell me how to be grateful for this. No answer came right away, but I went to work and I did a good job. And then at night I slept in my truck. And the next morning when I woke up and I put on Instagram or Facebook or something, I saw a meme and it said, when you are grateful, every meal is a feast. When you are grateful, every moment is a celebration. And it hit home. It hit home immediately. And I was like, oh, thank you, angels. That's how you do it. Yay! And then I was able, I was immediately shifted to everything in the world. Everything in the world completely shifted because I now knew what it was like to not have things. And then now I had the instructions on how to be grateful for what was right in front of me, right? When you are grateful, everything is a gift. Every moment of life is a celebration. Now, I know that that story might not hit home for everybody, right? And as I said in the beginning, gratitude, as with most things, is a multifaceted situation. And there are lots and lots of things we can do besides go to Wendy's and get a bad meal. And what I did was make some note cards to make sure that I remembered what they all were to tell you that. And I thought that when I held them up that you would be able to read them, but I realize now that they're going to be backwards for you. I'm sorry. So I'm going to go through these and give you a few things that you can do to tap into gratitude. And now here, before we get to that, let me talk to you about this, because gratitude, like everything else in an emotional world, because you have a physical body and you have an emotional body. When you want to get stronger physically, you go to the gym. When you want to get stronger emotionally, you go to the spiritual gym, right? And so I mention that because you have to do things over and over and over again to build the strength of that particular thing that you're trying to strengthen. Just like at the gym, you do leg day, you do arm day, you do back day, you do cardio day, whatever you do. Some people do, CrossFit, where they get it all done at once, right? And the thing is it's the same when we're building gratitude, when we're building emotional stability, when we're building love, when we're building self-confidence, when we're building self-awareness, when we're building mindfulness, when we're building all the things that go into being an emotionally stable human. It takes a little bit of time. Oh, when we're building the muscle of giving ourselves grace, right? That also takes practice. When we are building the muscle of advocating for ourselves, that takes practice. And the thing is, just like at the gym, when you're new, it feels weird. Sometimes it doesn't even feel like you're doing anything. Sometimes it hurts a lot the next day. But you keep going because you want to be healthy, right? So here we are talking about emotional health and building your spiritual six-pack. Yeah, okay. So here's some things that you can do to be grateful. Okay, this one is the first one I talked about. Every morning, make a list of 5 things that you're grateful for. They can be things from within, they can be things from without, they can be about other people, they can be the sunshine, it can be the bed that you're sleeping in, the water that you're drinking, the fan that's in your room, the person that helped you yesterday, the book that you're reading, the television show that made you happy. It really doesn't matter what it is. It just matters that you take a moment and look around and be grateful for the things that you have right now today. Okay? So every morning, make a list of 5 things. It's backwards. Okay. Now, on the same note, it's the same thing, but a little bit more. Appreciating what you do have throughout your day, right? And I know this one too, because I used to be perpetually dissatisfied. I was trained in the restaurant business from the time I was 16 years old to be constantly looking for ways to improve. Perpetual dissatisfaction is what my manager called it. And I took that on very much and was constantly looking for ways to do things better, but it also kind of overdeveloped itself, right? And so I had a hard time appreciating how good things were as they are, right? For example, right now I'm in my house and I'm repainting. My landlord and I made a deal where he bought the materials and I will do the work. And it is going a lot slower than I thought it would be. And it's messy. And I don't really like messy. And there's blue tape everywhere because I haven't done the baseboards yet. And, I'm struggling, to see like what I haven't finished. And then last night I was like, you know what, Samantha? You haven't given yourself credit for the 5 days of work of finishing all the walls. And all you have left is the trim. So can you please appreciate what you have done, what you do have, which is newly painted walls. Look how beautiful this color is, right? It's called cotton linen, by the way. And it took me a really long time to pick out this white color, and it's gorgeous. It's like the creamiest, yummiest ice cream. Oh, I love it. And then I've got some blue in the living room and the kitchen. And then this weekend I'm painting my bathroom black. So appreciating what you do have, right? Looking at what has occurred. Has someone said nice things to you? Has someone helped you? Have you helped yourself? Can you say nice things to yourself? What do you have? Do you have clothes that you like? Do you have a job that you like? Do you have a friend that you like? Do you have a partner that you like? Do you love the sunshine? Anything like that. Appreciate what is in your immediate environment. Okay, the next one, spend time with people you love, right? Be in the moment of gratitude by doing the things that make you happy. Spending time with people you love. The other thing is, here's another one, and this also goes right after spending time with people you love. Express your gratitude for the things that you love, for the people that you love with your voice. Now, there's a lot of spiritual teachers that will tell you to write a letter of gratitude to the thing that you love, to the person that you love, to an experience that made you happy. And this is not a bad idea. This is a very good idea. But they've done studies and found that when people verbally express their gratitude, they go from like a 5% increase in whatever that makes you feel good to a 12%, right? So writing your gratitude is good, but verbally expressing your gratitude is even better. So you can say nice things to the people that you love. Thank you, Dad. I love spending time with you. Thank you, Mom. That was really nice of you. Thank you, friend. Thank you for treating me to lunch. Thank you, Samantha, for being who you are, right? All of these things, you can express it with your voice and it becomes more effective for you and also more beautiful to hear. Ooh, this one I love. Slow down. Slow down, slow down, slow down. When we go too fast through things, when we are at breakfast thinking about what we are going to have for lunch, when we are at lunch thinking about what we are going to have for dinner, when we are at our children's soccer game thinking about what is happening later, when we are with our partners and we are on our phone, when we are always going somewhere else, we can't really tap into gratitude for the moment that we're in right now. Slow down and appreciate where you are, right? Like right now, I'm really appreciating this really cute lamp that I got. I got this for free. I got this, and I got that for free too, right? And so I'm very, very appreciative that I was able to get these beautiful things that are in my immediate environment right now. Oh, this brings me to notice the little things. Notice the little things in your life. Notice the little things that people do for you. Notice the little things that you do for yourself, right? I got up this morning. You know what? I went to the grocery store the other day, even though I was exhausted, because I wanted to set myself up for good mornings. I wanted to have milk. I wanted to have fruit. I wanted to have some healthy fish. And these are the little things that we do for ourselves that often go unnoticed by ourselves and the people around us. So if you want to feel gratitude for yourself, then give yourself appreciation. Notice the little things in your life. Notice the little flowers. Notice the air conditioning in your car working really good. Notice the great song that came on the radio that makes you happy. Notice the nice sheets that are on your bed. Notice your favorite shirt that you get to wear. Notice that the laundry is clean today. Be grateful for the little things. Ooh, here's another good one. Be astonished. I don't know why I keep doing this. You can't read these anyway. Be astonished, right? Take note of how amazing things are, right? Like right now, I'm sitting in my room in air conditioning with a fan on. It's 1,000,000 degrees outside, but I'm inside and I'm cool, right? Because I have air conditioning, right? And air conditioning was something like we take for granted. Whew. Now, when you live in a truck, you do not, because I do not take water for granted anymore. Running water, oh man, having a toilet. Listen, when I first moved into this apartment or this house, I had to sleep on my camping bed on the floor. I had to use my camping table and I had to use my camping table. Like, I literally had nothing. I had nothing except the little tiny bits of stuff that was in my truck that I was using for camping to live. But I did not care. I did not care. I did not care. Every morning when I woke up and I could walk to the bathroom and go to the bathroom and flush the toilet, I literally almost cried with gratitude. I mean, every morning I was so happy. And I bring that up because the astonishment of indoor plumbing, right? It's something we just take for granted. But do you know how many people and how much effort goes into that? How much effort goes into electricity? How much effort goes into Wi-Fi, right? How much effort goes into building the phone that we're all attached to that I'm using right now to make this video, right? Oh my gosh, there's so many things. The astonishment of when I go to the Dollar General and I cannot believe how many things are $1 or $1.25 now. But regardless, you know what I mean? To be astonished when I have a friend in my neighborhood, Katie, who I love so much, and she invites me to lunch and she treats me to lunch. And that is astonishing, right? It's such a beautiful gift. Be astonished at the things that are around you. Look for the amazing. Look for the astonishment. Look for it. Be it. That will connect you to gratitude for everything on earth. Ooh, which brings me to spend time in nature. Spend time in nature. Notice the trees, notice the birds singing, notice the sunshine on your skin and how it grows everything. Oh my God, like how many people are on the planet now? 7, 8 billion? And we're all fueled by this one star in the sky that keeps us all alive. I mean, it's so crazy. And then the water that comes, I mean, it's unbelievable. But spending time in nature will really, really connect you to yourself. It will also give you emotional stability, and it will give you gratitude. Ooh, this is a really good one. Be impeccable. Be impeccable with your word. Now, this comes from the 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz, my favorite book. The first book that I ever read that was considered like a self-help book. They gave it to me at treatment, and I read it, and it immediately shifted everything in my body. It was like things that I had already known, but it was like it unlocked them within my soul. Like they were there ready to go. So if you haven't, take a gander at the 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. But be impeccable is the very first principle in his book. And in fact, I want to get it tattooed right here on my body, but just haven't yet. And what this means, and this is what he talks about in the book, is to be impeccable with your word. Now, the original meaning, or the original Latin derivative, or Latin, what am I trying to say? It comes from Latin, and what it means is, impeccable means without sin. And it has nothing to do with religion. What it means is, use your word for its highest good. Do not sin against yourself or others with your word, right? Say nice things to yourself. Say nice things to other people. This will connect you to gratefulness. This will connect you to gratitude. When you are saying nice things, you are looking for nice things. When you are looking for nice things, this is things to be grateful for. Now, the last one is give your time to others, which is what I'm doing right now. Give your time to others and share what you have. Share your light, share your art, share your voice, share your love, share your time, share your hugs. Give what you can to others. If you don't have time, make time. If you don't have anybody giving to you, give to yourself. That's how it works. Whatever we give to ourselves, the world gives back to us. So that is my 30-minute, ooh, that's not bad. I could have gone on longer, but that is my 30-minute gratitude lesson for the day. And I really hope that you got something out of this. I absolutely love teaching. I love telling stories. And if you want to talk with me more, you can. I have a website, SamanthaJonesDarling.com. You can buy my books there that go deeper into all of these things. You can check out some of my podcasts. You can check out some of my worldwide travels. I spent from 2017 until last year traveling the world by myself all over. I lived in Croatia, I lived in Bali, I lived in Mexico, I lived in Hawaii, I lived in London, I lived in Costa Rica. I've been all over now. And so there's some really great videos on this channel actually that you can check out. So if you want to get some more of me, there's that. And then the other thing is that if you did like this video, please give me a like. If you want to subscribe, that would be great too. It helps my channel grow. And I would love to hear your comments or your ideas on gratitude. Is any of this working for you? Is there something that I didn't say? Teach me. I love learning. I love learning. I love being wise. So teach me what you know while I teach you what I know. That's called reciprocal relationships. We'll get into that another day. But I really had a great time chatting with you guys today. I feel grateful for the opportunity to connect with you. I feel grateful for where I am on earth. I feel grateful for the love that's within, and I hope you do too. Have a great day, y'all. Bye.